To divide fractions, there are three really simple steps that you need to follow. If I give you a sum like 3/4 divided by 1/3, the first thing you need to do is you need to look at the 3/4, and we need to keep this exactly the same as how it is now. So this stays as 3/4. The next thing we do is we look at our symbol, which in this case is a division sign, and that we need to change. Now, you change it to the inverse of division, and if you remember back to previous lessons, the inverse just means opposite, so the inverse of division is multiplication. And the last thing we do is we flip the second one upside down. So there's a really famous sort of saying when it comes to dividing fractions, which is keep, change, flip. So to flip the 1/3 upside down, the denominator becomes the numerator, which is 3, and the numerator becomes the denominator, which is 1. So keep, change, flip is the most important thing that you'll take from this lesson. So now it's just the same as multiplying fractions. And to multiply fractions, you multiply the numerator by the numerator, so 3 times 3 on the top, and the denominator by the denominator, so 4 times 1 on the bottom, which makes 9/4. Now, because this is an improper fraction, which means that the numerator is bigger than the denominator, you need to turn it into a mixed number. So in order to do this, what that actually means is it says how many 4s go into 9. So it's another way of saying 9 divided by 4. So 4 goes into 9 2 times with 1 left over, or a remainder of 1. And when you've got a remainder, that becomes your numerator, and your denominator just stays as being the bottom number there. So your answer to 3/4 multiplied by 1/3, or divided by 1/3, sorry, is 2 1/4. And now I'm going to give you another question to look through. So number 2 is going to be 4/5 divided by 1/2. Now again, I'm going to write in big letters over on this side, keep, change, and flip. So you keep the first fraction, you change the division sign, it goes into a multiplication sign, and you flip the second fraction upside down. As with all my videos, if you want to pause the video here and have a go yourself, please do so. Okay, so now I'll go through it with you. So let's look at the 4/5. So we know that we keep this. So if we rewrite it underneath, that's 4/5. Then we look at our division sign, and that changes. So we're changing division into multiplication. And then the last thing we're looking at is our second fraction, which we're going to flip. So that one goes upside down. So the 2 becomes the numerator and the 1 becomes the denominator. And now, just like in multiplying fractions, you multiply the numerator by the numerator. So in this case, 4 multiplied by 2, and the denominator by the denominator. So 5 multiplied by 1, which leaves you with 8/5. Now, just like in question 1, at this point, we've got an improper fraction, which means the numerator is bigger than the denominator, so we need to simplify. So what that is actually saying is it's saying 8 divided by 5. So how many 5s go into 8? Well, 1. And what's left over is 3. So our remainder is 3. And the remainder always becomes the numerator, and the denominator stays the same as it is here. Okay, I hope that's useful. Just remember, dividing fractions isn't as difficult as dividing integers or decimals or anything like that, as long as you remember those 3 really important words: keep, change, flip.